My name's James, from SEO. I'm Director of SEO Desk.
And I'm Josh, Account Support at SEO Desk.
We're going out this evening to help Thames Reach, who are a local London charity that look after homeless people in the London area. I think it's important that people are aware of the situation that homeless people basically are put through every day, while basically trying to survive on the streets. I think a lot of people feel that a lot of homeless people deserve to be on the streets, and we just want to raise awareness and show them what it's really actually like out there.
Especially at Christmas time, I suppose, with everyone, tucked away in their houses, feeling cosy at Christmas time, and these people are out there on the streets shivering with absolutely no one. And we just want to kind of like turn up and show our support and raise awareness, don't we?
Yeah.
Just imagine that your wages didn't come through 1 week. You find you couldn't pay your mortgage. You find you're on the streets. How are you going to cope? Do you know where to go? Do you know what to do? Do you know you've gone on to your local council? Do you know what to say to your local council? Do you know what your council is going to say to you? Anybody can be on the streets. I've met people from all walks of life. I've met lawyers, I've met university graduates. Anybody can be on the streets. And we're all basically one pay packet away from being out there.
We're at our first stop of the evening, and our goal at the moment is to find a couple of people that we've been told that are rough sleeping via Street Link. So we've just found it very difficult to find them at the minute, so we're going to try a few different streets, and hopefully we'll locate those individuals in the next few minutes.
We are a reactive force, so what we do, we go out every single night for shifts. Our referrals come through Street Link, which is members of the public who refer to Street Link and say, I've met a rough sleeper, I've seen a rough sleeper here. We then, every night, we go to the computer, download the referrals, go out and we look for them. That's more or less what we do. The life expectancy of a rough sleeper has been estimated on average as being mid-40s. So that's,
A huge difference.
It's a massive difference. If people can get off the street, then they can get help and get treated. That's one of the important things about No Second Night Out. It means that there's an opportunity to get people off the street quickly before they can actually get into a street lifestyle. And the street lifestyle, if you're sleeping, well, you can see what the weather's like here. If you're sleeping out in weather like this,
it's going to be pretty tough on your body.
It's going to be pretty tough on your body. It's the temptation, if you're sleeping out in a place like this, in this condition, to actually find something that makes you more comfortable, makes you feel better. And alcohol, drugs are all things that it's very, very easy, if you're in this situation, to actually slip into.
So we've just been around the corner, and we've basically just come across our first homeless people on outreach. Unfortunately, they were too vulnerable for us to film today. But Josh, do you want to tell us a bit more about what we saw and came across?
Yeah, well, basically, unfortunately, as James stated, the people they're not in a situation where they feel like being filmed. Some of them are very kind of closed off. As you can probably imagine, it's very difficult, to gain the trust of these people. But that's what Thames Reach is here to do: to come out night in, night out, and to actually get to know these people, so they can build up a relationship and hopefully get them off the streets and into some centres where they can be taken care of and actually start the process of getting back into everyday society.
Over the last few weeks, we've been fundraising for Thames Reach, which has gone very well, and we're happy with the money we've raised so far. But some of the objections that I came across was that people felt that the homeless people had made the choice to be there, and I think you couldn't be further from the truth. It's absolutely freezing out here tonight. It's been raining all evening, and I wouldn't choose to be out here if I was paid £1 million. It's absolutely terrible conditions, and there's nobody in their right mind that would choose to live on the streets at all.
Before I came out tonight, I had absolutely no understanding of what homeless people really went through. I mean, I had a rough idea, and I kind of, thought about getting involved in some charity work, but it was only tonight when I came out and actually saw what these people go through. I mean, we all see them sitting on the side of the road, give them a bit of change and think that everything's going to be okay for them. You don't actually see their sleeping conditions, the smell, The amount of like water that's just on the floor, that they might even be sleeping in. The conditions are absolutely terrible. We went out tonight with the hopes of rehabilitating some people and getting them into some hostels. It's been absolutely heartbreaking to see people who not only, can't help themselves because of their situation. It's impossible for them to get help. They don't know where to go. They don't know who to talk to about this. Thames Reach is their only chance. They don't have the internet like us. They don't have laptops in their nice warm homes. They have to wait pretty much for someone to come along and help. And by donating and volunteering, you can actually help them get the help that they need. Coming out tonight has been inspirational to me, and I'm not going to let go of this. I'm going to continue to try and volunteer with Thames Reach, and we're going to continue to try and help Thames Reach doing what they're doing, because it's so essential for these people and getting them back on their feet.
Mike, thanks for inviting us to Thames Reach today. Whereabouts are we now?
Thank you, James. We're at the Thames Reach Employment Academy in Camberwell. It's a place where we're hoping that hundreds, in fact thousands of long-term unemployed, formerly homeless people will be able to get training, get advice, and get back into work. So
Okay,
let's show you around and see some of the facilities we've got here.
Great, let's go.
Come on through. So we're in a renovated building steps, Orient tiles. 20,000 square feet. It's been finally renovated, and it's a beautiful place for formerly homeless people and local people to come and get the skills they need to get their lives back on track.
Okay, so this building is the first few days we were out on outreach, and the point of this building is once they've had outreach and they know a bit more about the service you offer, they come here.
So
hopefully
for us, homelessness it's about helping people escape homelessness, get off the streets. But getting them off the streets isn't just about providing a roof over somebody's head. It's also about giving them the things that we all take for granted, helping them to get new skills, get training, do all the things that will help them get their lives back on track and become valued members of the local community themselves and give something back. Okay. So we'll be meeting quite a lot of volunteers today, so we'll be meeting people like Derek. Now, the exciting thing about Derek is that he's volunteering, but he's also found work with us, and we're very much committed to helping formerly homeless people get back into the workplace.
I'm Derek Smith. I'm a relief worker for Thames Reach, also a volunteer, and I've been with Thames Reach for about a year and a half. How I became homeless was I started a course, higher education, university, and I was doing telecommunications and computer network engineering. And what happened was, during the final year, I realized I wasn't able to finance the course because due to rent arrears and stuff, I needed a job, or a part-time job to continue. So I ended up dropping out of the uni, and housing benefit refused to pay for me because of that, and I lost my flat. And that's how I became homeless. I got used to life on the streets. I knew where to be by certain times, and there were open sort of day centres and stuff like that. You could go in from 9 o'clock in the morning until about afternoon, and once it's afternoon there's loads of places you could go. So I got into the habit of a homeless person, and only one day when I was actually sleeping rough, that Thames Reach worker who was working with St. Martin's in the Fields met me and said, well, would like to try and help you. Do you want to help yourself? At the moment I didn't really feel like it, everything was routine and stuff like that. But then I thought about it and decided that the next step was to go into the St. Martin's Day Centre and just see what's available for a homeless person.
Okay, so what's happened to you now? What's the journey been for you since then?
Okay, well, the journey has been I've actually been offered a place by Thames Reach, well, obviously workers, other organisations working with Thames Reach. So now I'm in accommodation, and I actually was volunteering for Thames Reach for some time and was offered a contract with Thames Reach, and I'm even doing a course. Actually the same course I was doing back then when I dropped out of university.
Come on through. This is where a lot of our services are operating from, and I'd love to introduce you to Lucy.
Hi Lucy.
Lucy is running our volunteering into employment service, so if you can just give us a brief summary of what you do, that'd be fantastic.
So volunteering to employment, the idea behind it is that for service users who want to get back into employment but perhaps don't have enough skills or experience or confidence to get back into the workplace, we find them a volunteering placement for up to 6 months, and then they will work with the employment and resettlement team throughout that placement to find paid employment.
And how many people do you hope to get through this programme, like in a month or a week, or how long are they here?
It runs every quarter, and ideally we'd like around 10 people. So normally you get about 15 to 20 applications, and then, you know, as it does, people drop off sometimes. But yeah, we'd like to go through it with about 10 people through the training, which is 4 days over 2 weeks, and then into a 6-month volunteer placement.
I mean, hopefully homelessness should just be a temporary blip in someone's life.
Yeah.
If we can give them skills and they can find work, then homelessness hopefully is a thing of the past and they can move on successfully.
Your donations are vital to Thames Reach. Josh and I have seen firsthand the impact that those donations have on ex-homeless people, and basically facilities like this are vital to get people back into society. So if you can, please make a donation to Thames Reach and help them keep this centre open and help more people in the future.